sitting with Voster, a South African professional tennis player at Pretoria Boys High, his alma mater. Taka, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Taka, let's get right into it. How did you get involved in tennis?
Well, at a young age, I was about 4. Both my parents are good tennis players. My mother was a coach, so at Pretoria Country Club. So on a daily basis, I just fall into her lessons and picked up the sport and never looked back.
Who would you say your role models are?
Always been a Sampras fan. Right now I'm a Roger Federer fan. I like a player who plays nice and aggressive, comes in, attacks the net, and classy one-handed backhand.
Let's talk a little bit about your training program, and on top of that, do you follow a special diet?
I do. When I'm on holiday, I tend to slip up a little bit, have the odd beer, eat some bread and pasta and that type of stuff. But for the most part, when I'm training and when I'm playing tournaments, I eat clean, a lot of veggies, a lot of protein, and drink a lot of water.
And your training program?
Training program, usually what I do is get up in the morning, have a big breakfast, go to the gym for about an hour and a half, do a lot of mobility stuff. I'm pretty tall, 6'5", so you need to keep the body loose. That's probably one of my biggest weaknesses. I don't move as well as I can due to my height, so I try and keep the body loose. Practice for about 2 hours, recover, afternoon do another 2-hour session, and then stretch for about an hour.
Taka, you left for the States. In particular, you went to the University of Mississippi. Why did you decide to leave, and how did it assist your tennis?
Well, first of all, it was a great thing for me to just get out of South Africa and see the world. I was there on a tennis scholarship, so I was able to to study while I was playing tennis, and it was great for me because the training facilities, the coaches are top notch. So I was able to, they helped me become a better player, a better person. I grew, I matured, and I was ready to hit the ATP tour after that.
After moving to the States, when did you realize that you could play in the professional league, play on the ATP tour?
Well, after I had a really good college career, I played against all the top college players. I figured that I developed as a player, as a person. I wasn't a young 18-year-old anymore. So, came 22, I was playing good ball, and I was ready to travel the world and play against some of the top guys.
Taka, you've represented South Africa in the Davis Cup for quite some time now. What are your thoughts on the tournament, and how do South Africans fare against international opposition?
Davis Cup is one of the most special events I've ever played in. You're playing not only for a team, but you're playing for your country. We're a tight unit, bunch of great guys, good friends, and there's nothing better than playing in front of a home crowd in Pretoria, for your country. So it's unique because 30 weeks of the year I'm by myself, traveling, playing tournaments, and to play for a team just gives that special vibe. Especially if you're playing in front of a good crowd, they always encourage you to do better, and it's a really special feeling. It's an honor.
South African sport is plagued by maladministration, corruption, guys not getting what they need as professional players in whatever sport, not just tennis. What do you think the challenges are that face South African tennis, and how would you go about rectifying them?
Well, the biggest problem is the financial funding and the opportunities that us, the young sports people, specifically tennis. To give you an example, if you go to Turkey, there's 52 tournaments a year. Every single week of the year there's a tournament. And they're at all-inclusive resorts. The Turkish players get free accommodation. They can pick and choose when they want to play. Whereas us, South Africa, we have 3 tournaments a year. And it's in a place like Stellenbosch, great place, but then you have to get your own accommodation. There's just no real opportunities for you. So number one, get your matric, go to America, college, get a degree, mature, improve your game, and then if you're lucky, you might get someone who notices you and gives you some financial backing. If not, at least you have a good foundation. You understand what to do in order to make it to the next level.
Taka, you played professional tennis now for 4 years, and you've obviously done quite a bit on the scene. What stands out for you?
I must say, traveling and seeing the world was one of the most special things. That's an experience that no one can take away from me. And you know, for 4 years I got to do what I love. Tennis has always been a passion of mine. It's growing up playing tennis was my dream. I managed to do that. Fortunately, I didn't make it to the top of the game, but under the circumstances, I'm happy with what I've achieved.
What's next for Voster? Where do you see yourself going over the next year?
Well, I've got Davis Cup now for South Africa, excited about that. And then I'm going to go back to the States. I'm going to study an MBA, got a degree in psychology. I'll help out with the tennis team in Mississippi. And then hopefully I'll go into the college coaching. If that doesn't work out, I'll come back to South Africa and start a new chapter of my life here.
Tsaka, as we end off, there's no doubt that you're an inspiration and a role model yourself. If you had a special message for the next generation of aspiring tennis players, what would you say to them?
Work hard and then work even harder. Stay humble. Respect your opponents, your elders, and always give 110%.
Tsaka, Gamer Magazine would like to take this opportunity to thank you so much for spending some time with us as we learn more about you and your tennis career.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.